Hello, and welcome to all of you. To This is Stitches and a Coffee with Jurgita, and today is October 1st, and I'm starting my new vlog video. So coffee, I love coffee, and I've been talking about it. So I just finished this bag of whole beans. I bought it at Sam's Club, and it's a Colombian Supremo coffee Arabica. And I usually don't go at the light flavors. I go with like from a medium to dark. And I have a grinder sitting right next to my coffee maker, and I grind a certain amount of beans, and then so it would be just freshly made. So this was pretty good coffee. Some of the coffees give me like acidy kind of reflux from that. I think like Folgers I can't taste, but I started liking and searching for whole beans. So I think it keeps the freshness a little bit longer versus like a just a long time grounded coffee. So this was not bad, and now I'm drinking different one. Once I finish that bag, I guess I can show it to you too, instead of dragging it. But I love coffee, and I can drink it day and night, and I love the taste. I drink it black. I don't put any creamer or sugar in it, so I get the fresh taste. So let's put this aside, and let's go to the stitchy part. So even though it's my 3 months to the finish line game, I have right now 4 different projects that I do each month, so my monthlies, and one of them is this, my Spoiled Child pattern by Astra. I fell in love with the painting, and she made the pattern, and this is what I have right now. So each month I have for this project's minimum amount of stitches to do, and technically this area would be to the end of the year, so October, November, December, but I'm sure I'll finish it a little bit sooner. But I have to do monthly, so these 3 months it's not going to be a lot of stitches to finish off the row. And I thought about starting new one, but I love when the new year starts and I can just unroll the bottom and start a whole row. So we'll see how that goes. And so this time is going to be concentrated on her I don't know what you call the bustier or dress part, skin a little bit in here, and like at the bottom of the dress in here. So it's not going to be a lot of super dark colors, I believe. So I'm stitching that full cross stitch, and let's see, where is my cheat sheet that I look at. I love how it's turning out. It's one of my biggest projects. 153 symbols, and this is 18 count Ada, so two threads over one on 18 count, and this is what it looks like right now. And I guess I'll come back to you with some stitches done, and I might divide this into 3 parts, and we'll see how many stitches I have to do in each month, and I'll come back then. Well, I was thinking of rolling a dice, but we started to play a game in one of the groups, Myth and Magic Wars, and we're battling. So I figured I might as well just grab something that does not require a lot of thinking in stitching and slow stitching. So we decided to grab one of my dice parts, and this is Hillis Designs Dark Shadows, and I have only one more left to do, is this candelabra, and I already put fabric in hoop, and as you can see, all the rest of it is like a hiding in here, all stitch. So it's going to be mainly black stitches and some couple colors of those brighter ones like orange and yellow in here, but majority of that is going to be black stitching. So probably not going to finish this piece today, but that's all right. I'm ready to work, and I got the pattern on the pattern keeper, and all ready, set and go. So I need to just post the pictures in different other groups where I play, and I'm gonna start stitching on this one. And it's the next day, and I finished my piece. So it did not take long. Actually, it's way less than previous piece that needed to be stitched. So it did not even reach 800. So as you can see, there's in the flames that was majority of the color change. I believe it's a couple of them had 4 colors. Of course, there's a couple gray dots included in there, and there was like a little bit longer back stitch in here for those like tassels, and it's done. So here is the whole thing. So I'm gonna show you. All of the ornaments, all of the parts are done. All 6 are stitched, and you can see how quite wonky the fabric cut was and waving, but like I said, I still have more than enough for another set to do in here. So I'm very excited, and now I'm just gonna have to figure out how to cut it and do the if I want to do like a flat or want a little bit more poofy or what, how to FFO it. But very exciting that I finished this one, and it's not even Halloween yet, so that's great. And I looked at my list what I stitched the longest time ago, and this town drawing by Heera, last one was approached only back in May, so that was 5th month, and now it's 10th month. So I thought I should pull it out, especially since I was planning this year to stitch like a 12,000 stitches in this, and I haven't done even 3,000. So I don't think I'm gonna finish it off unless I put some thousands each month until the end of the year. But I'm stitching this on the 16th count full cross antique white EGA. The pattern is 350 by 234, and it has 48 pure colors and 3 blends. So first I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now. So here it is, just going like a couple blocks down, and went further in than the next because the sky was in one color. And I'm really hoping that this splotch, which I didn't see while I was stitching up more up close, that it was a little bit slightly older, I guess, thread. So I'm hoping that that's gonna wash out eventually. So you see what I'm gonna be working on. So here is the London Eye in here. It was cool to see, to go up there. And the buildings starting in here again, darker colors and lots of skies. So I'm gonna stitch on this, and like always, I just keep my threads like that. Got all the pure ones in here, and then those 3 blends, I just got a piece of cardboard and punched the holes, and 2 different colors, and left over when it's blended I put on the top, and when I need something for this I just pull it out of here. So I don't know, I want to spend a couple of days on this, I guess, to put in more stitches because it's beautiful, and right now it's just over 22% that's done. So I want to put a little bit more dent into this. And this is what I got in 2 days. I would say that I got a good chunk, but it's all mainly because I was stitching the white background. But I also finished up this building and surrounding area, like leaves on the trees in here, and little column I was filling in of the building on the right side that's gonna be. So that's what it looks like right now. So there's still gonna be a chunk of white left. And there's still quite a bit to go, approximately maybe to this area. So I have about 20, let's see, 6% only done so far, but that's great. I still got a good chunk done. I did not reach 3,000, but that's fine since I worked only a couple days, and I'm ready to pick something else. I don't know when I'll pull out this one, but it's not gonna be 6 months later. It's gonna be sooner. So that's what I have of my town drawing about the London. So the next one, I decided to pull out this Magister of Demonic Cult, or like a comic books have it as the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. And today is the 6th of October and is actors Xiaojian's birthday. So like always, I try to pull out on their birthdays this piece, and it's not a small one. And again, I'm a little bit behind of stitching what I planned for this year. I'm only like third way in, and it's a lot of blends and back stitching, as you can see. And here is what I have so far. So I'm slowly finishing up the like a moon shape in here, and you can kind of see Lanjan's character in like outline here and a little bit here of him. And just I'm gonna start working deeper in, as you can see right here. So that's where the feathers start. So I'm just gonna start filling in, and once I do area, I'm gonna go over it with the back stitching to fill in, so I don't have to come back for this. But I want to spend at least one day, if not two, on this piece too, because like I said, it's a little bit behind, and it's been a few years since I'm working on this, and I did not stitch too much. I guess I'm enjoying listening to the music and the show during that time. So this is where I'm starting, and you'll see then next clip what I added. Well, in 2 days I didn't get much stitching at all. Like yesterday I had maybe like 100 stitches put in, but still 100 more. So in total I got like 1,000 only stitches. But you can see that the wing feathers white color was filling in with ecru, and a little bit of tree grown in here instead of empty spot. And I started to travel more the mountain area here. I'm curious if that's the building in here that's like on the top of a mountains or what, or just like part of a mountain. So I went almost like to the bottom of the circle in here before the character starts. But yeah, did not do any of the back stitching. That's gonna be the next time when I fill in this area to do all the feather outlines in here. But at least I stitched some. So that's gonna be it for now. You can see what it looks like as of today, and I'm gonna set this aside until the next time. So next I decided to grab these this pattern called Lovebirds from a magazine, and the majority of them stitch mainly in one color. There's gonna be some back stitching in darker ones to do, and there's a couple different areas back stitching with 1 and 2 threads of the same white color. So this is what I have right now, and it's fairly easy to stitch, just follow pattern, but the fabric is sparkly, so need to check a little bit better to see where the holes are to make it in there. That's what I'm gonna be working on for 1 or 2 days, and we'll see how much I get. And a couple days stitching, and actually I finished the whole thing. So again, this is from Just Cross Stitch magazine of February 2021, and the pattern is from Autumn Lane Stitchery, Aaron Houston, and size is 109 by 109. Fabric is Rosalind Opal 28 count Lugana by Under the Sea Fabrics. So if I calculate it correctly, it also depends how you do the back stitching, because like let's see, There's one thread going like all around inside here. There's a couple petite X's in the middle. There's a back stitching with 2 threads for those stems. Of course, the girls, I guess, would be here, eyelashes. Those strings I've decided to not to break down in parts, but did the whole length in there. I think that looks a little bit better. And of course, there's some back stitching here. And after I've done stitching, because it was getting late in the evening, all those with the kind of burgundy color, I looked back and thinking maybe it's a little bit too dark. I mean, I use the same color as here, but as you can see, the fabric is a bit darker, so it kind of blends in more. But mine standing out a bit. But then I figured out I'm not gonna rip it all out. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And like my daughter suggested, maybe I should make this one into a pillow. And I made it before our anniversary of my hubby, and put our initials and the year we got married here. So I might do just that. We'll see how I fully decide, but I'm very happy. Was not planned finish, but I did it anyway. So one more project of my WIP list. I started this in April 17th, and in total of X's without my initials, our initials, I got about 4,471, in case anybody is wondering how many stitches they can do per like a day or a week if they wanted to finish this. So very happy. I like how my stitches laid on this fabric. Of course, it was all in one color. I was listening to all kinds of floss tube and the podcast for stitching, so just a fun time stitching it, and very, very excited. So this is gonna go in my finish pile, and need to figure out how to present this at on our anniversary this month. And I've decided to pick as a next project my monthly piece, which is Alien Unwoven or Beloved, and I need to do about 2,500 stitches, so like a third of what's left, so I can then finish by the end of the year this row 2. So I think it should go pretty well. It's not going to be a lot of super dark colors, mostly like a hands going a skin color in here. And I'm stitching this on a 16 count EGA with full crosses, but I'm using CXC or SHS threads. So we'll see how fast I can do it. And as you see, there's going to be some like a tattoos going on and fingers going down, so I can't wait to see how the whole skin, hands, and then later her face is gonna look. So I'm gonna start, and then I'll come back to you with finished about 2,500 stitches. And this is what I've got. So as you can see, more tattoo came out. The fingertips are all done, and then it starts his outfit. Like we can see the feather like a coat or something like this showing up right here. So her face is well, and his arms are a little bit covered with that, but this is what looks like right now. So couple more parts and the row is gonna be done. Love it how it's turning out, and you can kind of see the tattoo parts continuing underneath the stuff. So that's all for this October's part. So I was trying to figure out what I should stitch next, something small for finishes or what, and then I looked at there's like a 3 pieces of my WIPs that I have not touched since like May. So this is one of them. It's a Tea Dragon by Nadezhda Kazarina, and this is what it should look like, in case everybody forgot, or if you're fairly new to the channel. And so far I have this much done, so it's not a lot, so you can compare to what it will look like. So mainly I was working on I don't know, is that the moon or the sun in the background with the steam. There's a lot of steam happening with 1 2 stitches, blends, and all kinds of things. So that's a lot of work to do as back stitching. As you can see, like every tiny scale, every I don't know, a hair or what you would call it, everything is going to be outlined in back stitching. So there's going to be a lot of that. So I don't want to put that towards the end. That's why I started doing those back stitching. But since it's a black 32 count Belfast linen in here, so it's showing slightly different than it would be on the light background. But since I have 4 dragons total to stitch, and I'm doing them all on a black background, so to sort of like unify them, that's why it's they all gonna look slightly different than on a different color fabric. So you see the outline of the head. Mainly I was concentrating to finishing off the circle part in here, and then I could do all the back stitching and the outlining, and then I'll do the head of this cute dragon. Right now it looks like a Loch Ness monster, right? The darkness. So yeah, I need to do some work on that, and then I'll come back to you with some result, hopefully good result. And after working practically 4 days, this is all I've got. So it's not even 2000 stitches, but I'm very happy how it's been looking. And actually, I did not want to stop. And as you can see, I've been filling in head form, so you can see the eye. I finished all the steam that's been going on in the whitish color in here. And then once I finished all of the main stitching in this part, then I started to going with 2 threads of 310 for all the back stitching. And there's gonna be tons and tons of back stitching. Like in this area, you can't tell. Let me try to zoom it in for you. But there are like 3 different lines going on in here as a back stitching. So yeah, my X's don't look very neat because partially it's on the black fabric, and it's 32 count, so it's a little bit tighter. And it's not as easy looking, but I think it fills up fairly okay. So as you can see, a lot of the back stitching is going to be done even more. This is just the beginning, and like around the eye, and I already had 1 French knot in here, and there's going to be everything outlined, as you remember, hopefully. And then I started to do more of steam in here, and part of the bee is here. And I love this thread because I'm gonna need to do like a white eye French knot in here too, so to kind of just left it there. But this is what it looks like, and I have just almost 13,000 stitches left. So I think if I would put as my main stitching 1,000 a month, I could do this throughout the whole next year. So maybe I'll do a little bit more and get exactly 12,000. I'm not sure, but next year is a dragon year, so I'm definitely gonna work intensely on this piece. So that's all I have for my tea dragon. I can't wait to continue. Like I said, I didn't want to stop actually. Once, especially, I got the eye done, and it's been looking at me. It's like, are you done? No, continue, kind of thing. Right, that look. So I think I'm gonna stop this video now. I didn't get much stitching at all in this past few days, so very happy what I have right now, and we'll see how it goes. There's all kinds of events gonna happen a second part of October, and that's gonna be cutting into my stitching even more. But little by little, I think I'll still want to continue with my game, but instead of rolling dice, I'm just gonna grab something that I feel right now that I can work on. And one of them is gonna be this one. So is light, sorry. My like little soldier Nutcracker. that's supposed to be, and I have a very little only stitch on it. So as you can see, mainly just this like a hat portion in here started, and a little bit of like a background, maybe you can see better in here. So there's a whiteness in there that's just started in here. So there's a lot still to stitch, probably at least 3,000 stitches. So I need to get cracking. That's the most I think that I need to stitch on from all of the projects. That's a few of those that are left. And I actually found the wooden egg. Of course, when you don't search, it always shows up, right, when you stop searching. So here's the egg, and I'll be ready to do the beading part, but like I said, I'll have to do it when I have more time to concentrate. And of course, I'm gonna be adding this part of month, a couple of my monthlies, and the couple projects that I've been haven't worked in a long time and wanna put something at least in it. But right now I'm gonna just start with this, work for at least a little bit, and then we'll see how it goes. So yeah, and here it is where we start, and you'll see in a second how it looks. So here we are, just over 2,000 stitches, so 21 with something, and we can see it really have grown. So I filled in pretty much everything except a tiny bit around the face and the sides here, and then I went all the way in. And let's see, there's gonna be a little bit more, so I'll have to move my framing here hoop to reach just several like more steps to get his feet done. But slowly doing it. For a golden one, once I noticed that's just a golden thread, I had plenty of this DMC, what color it was, it's just like a 50 something something, and I've been pulling out because I inherited quite a few of those DMC threads, so I've been working filling in areas to make his like shoulder straps in here gonna be like all golden in there. And hands are done. So by what it's showing pattern keeper, that it's still over 1,200 left, just the full access to do in all of this, and then there's going to be some back stitching left to do. So I think I'm gonna leave it for the next month to make it and finish off, and then when it's all put together, rolled up, then I'll have to have some kind of felt or something to put on the top there. But you can tell there's a lot of like quarter stitches happening. You wouldn't know, but everywhere to make it more rounder. Kind of here you can see like a quarter stitches, and in here like that. So of course usually those areas mean that you'll have to do some kind of back stitching to do. But anyway, I'm happy that it progressed so much from what it was before, even though I did not get a lot of stitching done through those days, but I persistently persevered and did all this. And I think I'm gonna switch to something else instead of concentrating another like 3 days. This whole week plus is gonna be super crazy busy. So I want to rest a little bit from that and put something else on my stitchy lineup. And the next one, I've decided to pull out this, which I haven't touched since May when I started it. And it's a Rosewood Manor Inspiration by Karen Kluba. And it's fairly well known, Rosewood Manor's design, and it's one of her own favorite designs in here. So I've picked this fabric, which is 32 count chime by Picture This Plus. Like I said, I started this May, and I did almost 2,000 stitches in total. So as you can see in here, I've done outline of the top in here, and slowly been doing the surrounding areas, all those vines. It's a lot of detailed small things, like you put a couple X's and you're done in that part, and I'm trying not to drag it through, but so that takes a little bit more time when you have to finish off that those stitches, like there's one stitch here and then a couple in there. So the way I figured out it works the best for me is to do the like a vines, like you can see in here. I go one way and then I come back. So for me it helps to look a little bit more non-breaking parts. Doesn't look like a sausage if I would do like a typical back stitching stuff. So once I do the vines, then by those I kind of figure out where I need to put like little stitches or not when I look at the pattern. So it's easier than do the excess and then do all this, because as you can see there's a lot of lines happening in this piece. So I'm about middle in here, so that's like a middle part exactly. So I've done a lot like a border, you could say. This is a giant border in here, and once it comes time to do this small things, they're gonna be tiny. Like I think majority of this is over one, so we'll see. But it's very cute. Like you see all those birds sideways too. At first I thought, what the heck is that? But turns out they're birds. And I'm using all the DMC colors in here, although I could use over dyed threads, but right now I'm using DMC in here, and I think it's good. The fabric is not overly strong with the over dyeing threads, so we'll see how much I can do. I wanted to at least do some touch up on this because like I said, it hasn't seen my any stitching since May, and now it's coming to the end of October, so at least twice a year it's good to be touched. So I'm gonna stitch and then I'll come back to you with a bit more progress, I guess. So here we are again after what, 3 days, and this is what I got. I got just over 1400 total stitches. So as you can see, my flower vines growing a bit more, and like a half a leg going down already in there. And I've been again just filling in certain threads that I was going all the way down, so try to kind of fill up here, and then if there's some thread left, I just was filling out in this area. Majority of work I was doing is as you can see on the leaves, because there's lots of leaves, and then I can figure out some smaller by it. And this is as you can see, there's still a lot left to do when you look at the picture in here. So overall this is a total about 5 days of work from the start, and I love how it looks. So as you see, there's some threads that I could have done like in here, but I didn't want to count down and mess it up because I'm not marking. So I did not want to miscalculate. That's why I started this like a trellis. As you can see in here, it's going to be all around and then go. So I just concentrated on this big thick border, and this is what I have right now. So I'm hoping it's not going to take another 5 months again to work on this, but we'll see, because it's still this year's start, so I have several years back something started, so I might put more work in those and pull out this year's starts like this occasionally until it's their time to be worked more. So we'll see. So that's all for this inspiration piece for this month. So today is October 23rd, 2023. So because it's still gonna be hot, fairly hot in here, planning to be 77 Fahrenheit, or that would be what, about 25 Celsius, and in a few days it's gonna go up by a couple degrees in Celsius even more, and 80 Fahrenheit. So I thought this feels like a still Indian summer kind of hot day, so I might as well start on this project. And it's rose sampler. You see on the cover of this magazine of September, October 1989. It's also, if you like this pattern, it's by Cooler Design Studio, and if you go on the website, you can get this as a PDF pattern or as a printed pattern, so that's available too. So I'm gonna start this today, just to start, to kind of live those hot days still. And I picked this fabric, which is 28 count light mocha cashel linen. And I bought the fat quarter here, and it looked kind of crooked, so I wish sometimes they would not serge it, because you probably can see I just did what I thought was the skinniest part and the width, and I pulled the thread so it's nice and straight, and it just kept going up. So you see how much I'm gonna have to cut out to be even, because for me it helps. I did the same thing, but it's not that bad for that side. It helps for me when I do my lacings at the end when I finish the piece, so it I would know it would be nice and even in the back. So if I see some kind of wiggly, then I know I did not tighten properly. So I always try to get my fabric shaped and cut off evenly, so it's good on the bottom, but like I said, one side is especially bad. So I'm gonna have to cut it up and again finish the edges in here. So this is what I'm gonna start. I know the picture looks kind of more brownish fabric color, but I went more for like a neutral color. So we'll see how it goes, and I also have a companion which is gathering honey, and that would be stitched on a different fabric, because here you will want to see all the light colors threads popping out, all those whites. That's why I chose this neutral color. So I'm gonna cut off this piece of fabric and finish the edges, put on the frame, and I'm gonna start stitching this very cute design. There's gonna be a lot of back stitching in here to do, but it's gonna be fun when it's finished. So this year I actually joined EGA, or Embroiderers Guild of America, and I was just like a member at large. So I've been browsing a website and looking at possible different classes to take online, or it's overall like a website is so much information in there, or so many cool projects in there. And actually in October I went to my local closest to me chapter, which is in St. Louis. It's called Show Me Stitchers, and just to check it out at least, and possibly join. But it takes me about going there through the like a busy bridge after work hours. It takes me about practically an hour to drive there. So luckily they have meetings only once a month. But in October they had the 35th anniversary celebration. So people were asked to bring in like early stitching examples, like from late 1980s, when it started the group, to show kind of what they've done before and compared to what they're doing now. And they had other show and tell things, projects to show, and they had albums from old days to browse what it looked like before and what they've done. So it was kind of cool. And I know they're gonna have again in November. I might go again, but just the drive itself, it was tiring for me. But I enjoyed watching. So as you see some pictures in here, I post from what I've seen. So that was one of the things. So this is how much I was able to do yesterday in the evening. So it's just over 500 total stitches, and I've decided to just go ahead and do like an outside border that is in white color. So I wanted to see how wide it would look. So I stitched just about the middle part in here. That's the width of it, and of course the height does not fit. For now I just temporarily put in the Q-snaps to work on this, and just was going on the outside lines, and you can see interruptions in the lines because that's where the flowers are gonna be fitted. And there is also white inside border that I started already in here, and I passed the middle point to get it more nicer look in here. just did not make this stop, but that will be done sometime next time. So like I said, it's just the one color of white that I was going, and it was very nicely stitching. Sometimes I forget how easy it is to stitch on the 28 count over 2 threads after doing all kinds of small counts. So I'm gonna set this aside. Was very happy to start this piece, especially on those hot days. Today is supposed to be 80, and in a few days we're gonna have 84 degrees, and then rain will start and will drop by 20 Fahrenheit down and down. So like I said, it's always seems like Halloween, it's supposed to be like a cold and rainy, so it's gonna be dropping, but up to that point we're gonna go up in the temperatures. I still saw one dandelion as a regular yellow flower and one with the fluffs in there, so we still have some rose bushes blooming, and it's gonna be freezing soon at night too. So this is where I'm leaving my rose garden, and I can't wait to pick it up again and enjoy all those colors in the flowers and the borders, and of course there's gonna be lots of back stitching done. So I think the time came again to work on my 3 months to the finish line project, and I decided to just pick this one because like a couple already finished up, and I just recently worked on a Nutcracker for quite a bit, and I've decided that I need to finish this one that was really needed just some stitching. It's showing technically about 1,000 stitches left to do, but as you know, again, I'm gonna be working with my like those golden ribbons that was included in kit from AliExpress, and I'm gonna be using all the invisible Eli Wiley threads to attach it, so that takes much longer and more stitches to attach, so nothing is gonna move. Oh, I think I've been stitching this one, not that one. So so this is where I am right now. So as you can see, not a lot of main stitching done. There's also going to be back stitching and the French knots to do, so I'm going to be doing all of that first before I pick up my ribbon to go throughout this whole piece, and probably there's some couching involved too, so that's gonna be main one. Maybe I'll work until it's all done, and we'll see how that goes. But I also have to go to some doctor's appointments today with someone, and I think I'm gonna bring this wine gnome that I got last year at Needlework Galleria, and it's on a wooden base, so it's very small, fits easily in my bag, and nothing to worry about tightening. It's just a wooden base, so make sure it just sticks it in nice and straight. And it's gonna be this guy, and I have all the threads ready and the needles, as you can see, 2 of them even sticking out. So I'm gonna be grabbing this and putting some stitches while in the waiting room, and we'll see how that goes. And we'll continue work this because I've started this year. I probably could finish it this year too, because I love wine also, besides coffee. Well, coffee I love more than wine because it's less alcohol in that, I guess. But that's what I take with me as sort of like a purse stitching, travel stitching, and slowly working on that. As you can see, there is several colors already involved in the top of the hat in here. But so while I'm at home, I'm gonna be working on that. So 2 small pieces right here. And today is the 27th of October of 2023, and I finished my last piece. So this is what I had to look at when working on it. I knew it's not going to be an exact correct replica, but I pulled out everything. So first let's look at this one, my last one. So as you see, there's French knots. I did a tiny bit of changes, which was these red French knots, like a berries, they were supposed to be done with the 3 threads, but I did with 2 threads wrapped around the needle 3 times to make it a little bit bigger, because it was easier for me to pull the thread out from between all those parts stitched. And in some places this cording it's done with 3 threads, but I did not try to puncture throughout some stitches like this. So because like you see right here in the corner, I was pulling ribbon and some stitches pulled out, so I didn't want to do any unevenness around here, but I think nobody would know exactly. So as you can see, there's some beads on the top and the bottom part as a loose ones kind of pattern. And then the ribbon, again, ribbon I've attached that nothing move out of the way, and in each intersection there is a bead. So let's look first of all the parts that I've done. So this was my last one. Then we have this part, one of the hearts, and none of them been washed. I looked up when I started my very first one. I started let's see, that was the purple one on the end of May of 2019, so during Stitch Mania. So we have this, let's move out, the third, 4th and 5th. So here they are all. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so here are all the 6 ornaments that I've done. So my very first one was this one with the grapes, and like I said, none of them been washed, been waiting. So I did some cording, and one of the things I did, I changed, used the Krynic, this thread, I think it's 002 perhaps. So I used with the regular thread in here, kind of in and attached like a cording too, so it's a little bit slightly different sparkle in there. As you can see, this is more muted. This is really golden bright color ribbon in here. So yeah, let's see, I can't remember which one go after which one, but I think it does not matter. I'm just very happy they're all finished, and right here in front of me. So the Amy Shop AliExpress kits, like here I did like a couple blends and what was left, and look how many threads still left in here. I was trying to mark what I thought equivalent to dimensions threads are, but there's quite a bit. None of them were missing, none of them got too short, so plenty of threads left. Then I was trying to be more frugal with this ribbon, and I can use of course this to make it as a loop attachment that's gonna be hanging on the tree, but we'll see. Then some of those beads were not very good quality, so I had to throw out. They're not that very even. It's not like a Mill Hill even. So some are thicker, some like a little lopsided, but I was using them, and does not seem to be washing off any color when I try to wash some of them, like I know some of those threads do. And I have also this type of ribbon. Maybe that would have been better to stitch like in these parts, but I did not use that one right now. And the cording is gonna be to maybe work around the edges, or just to hang as a loop in here, so I haven't used that one. So there's all kinds of choices for me still left to FFO it, but this is what I finally did it since 2019, 21, 2, 3, so 4.5 years practically later, and I finally finished these smaller pieces that you could say. So I'm very, very excited, and I'm ready to put them soaking in wash, because like some of them were water markers used in the beginning just to mark off the middle and stuff. So that's all. Very excited, very excited. Finally they're done, and maybe I'll even be able to FFO before this Christmas. So I think next I'm gonna grab this my monthly stitching project, and next is gonna be this Brooks Books Stitches Alphabet. It's a free patterns online on her website, and the only 3 letters left for October, November, and December. And the next letter, if you go by alphabet, is going to be X for cross stitch, and it's gonna go underneath the T because the 3 left is gonna be like a ABC at the very top. That's gonna be in the middle in here, and the letter X should have 3 regular like a DMC colors and 1 cryonic and a little bit of a back stitching. Doesn't seem to have any beading to do. The pattern like for each block is 31 by 36, so it's an oblong. It's not a full coverage like we had UFO here, so we'll see how long it takes to make this, because you probably hear some background noise. My daughter's birthday celebrating still going on at 11 p.m. And she has some girls now sleeping over, so some already left, and it's the first of several groups that she's gonna have separately, and they're just singing karaoke's different songs from different cartoons. So yeah, so I'm gonna start this so you don't have to hear all the background screaming and loud singing in here. So I'll see you, I guess, perhaps when letter X is finished. So 404.5 stitches, cross stitches, and this is what it looks like all finished. I love X stitch, and we see some cryonic sparkle in the corners and the crown itself with a little something like in the middle of it, and some flowers showing up with the back stitching, and so is this like a border. And there was a border going on with 2 threads in here, like a zigzag to make, and this one is done. So I'll have 2 more left to do, and the whole piece we can unravel and check it out. But so far I finished in October and very happy. According to my plan, it all went done. And I think the last days of October I'm gonna mainly concentrate on my Ghost Girl, like a biggest by stitch count at least project of mine. And let's see what we have. This is what we have right now. So just gonna continue working. I don't know if it's that this area, because what we see here and here is what is gonna be like her hair, like this string is starting, and this part is starting like right here. So I might go with the more gray background to fill in, because then I'll need to use the threads in there. But I usually just go by small area, fill her out, and then continue, but I go as far down as I can. So I don't know where I'm gonna exactly concentrate, but hopefully you'll be able to see after those few days, although Halloween is coming and there's some things to do, and I don't know how much time I'll have for my stitching, but I want to continue at least as typical at the end of the month. I'm trying to touch my Ghost Girl. So we'll see how that goes. And this is what we see before I start. And I've done about 3,700 half stitches, so you can kind of see here growing all those strings right here, and this one is filling in, so in the picture would be these parts, and slowly just been going this way. And by my calculations, so I've recalculated how much I wanted to do this year, and what it would take to finish this whole row. So if I think I can finish 1/3 this year, so 2/3 would be left. So it's like over 42,000 or something like that. Total would be per year to do. So yeah, that would give about 3,500 half stitches a month to do. So it sounds reasonable enough to finish off the whole row, and we should see the girl's main character's face in here too, hopefully. Yeah, somewhere perhaps like in this area. So next year would be more fun to see, but so far this is what it looks like. So there's a couple more months left to do, so I'm just gonna be filling in perhaps this area, maybe that one. We'll see how it goes, but this is where I'm gonna leave off, and let's see what I'm gonna grab next. Well, even though I stitched my Magister of Devil Cult this month earlier, but since today is All Hallows Eve, and I've started this right at midnight into from October 31st into November 1st in 2021, and I've looked again this morning at plans for this year, and I'm like still 4,500 about stitches short what I planned, so I'm gonna try to fill this in at least partially this time. I have about 1 day to stitch, so we'll see how much I can do it today and past midnight, of course. And let's see where I'm gonna start again. So this is where it is, and not all the back stitching, like you see the loose thread in here. There's gonna be to outline some of the feathers, and I'm just gonna continue going, and we'll see how much I can do past the midnight too, so to kind of keep it up tradition with the ghostly parts and coming back from a dead kind of thing. So this is where I'm starting, and I guess I'll show you. Hopefully you can see the difference at the next clip. And in 1 day it grew just tiny bit over 1,000 stitches, and that was mainly because I was stitching in big chunks of like a one color here, one color there. So you can already see this area like weighing was outlined here, like a hair's style sticking out, so it's in between a couple colors here. And I went in and did back stitching, outline those like waves of the feathers on the wing, and I started a little bit in here. I'm not sure if I this, I think it was supposed to be touching, so I don't know if I made mistakes somewhere in there, but I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to fudge it or just move over extra. I'm gonna have to follow up where the outline of the wings, because there's gonna be some outline going on in here, those long feathers for flying. So this is what it looks like right now. So I'm happy how it grew it just in 1 day, and I'll be pulling it out again in the next few months. So I think I'm gonna finish this video with this one, and at the end I'm gonna show a little bit of Halloween little like decorations, especially one neighborhood of mine. Fairly new neighbors moved in last November, so that's their first Halloween. I chatted with the owners, and they set up all those big decorations, and Halloween here was practically record low, so it was so cold. My daughter decided not to go out and do trick or treating, although surprisingly, we had like a record number of kids showing up at our door. Of course, everybody was coming from a cars, and majority of them were coming from different neighborhoods in droves, literally. So we had started losing count, like 6, 7 of them show up at one time. But yeah, they did not get deterred when they coming in. Probably they thinking our neighborhood is richer with the bigger houses and spaces. So that's okay. We had plenty candy. We always buy candy that in case we don't give out, we can happily eat ourselves, and we're picky what types we like. So it's always good candy at our place. So hope you enjoyed this long video. I know I bought some things in October. I might show in the next video all my goodies, and hope you, if you celebrated Samhain or Halloween or any other holidays, that it was fun. It was you had happy times, and stay healthy. And we'll see you next time. This was Jurgita saying bye bye. Ata.